Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN Jack Frost. Couple of things I got to do. I forgot to do it before the show started, so we're just going to be going through the thing where I'm clicking, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of drag over here. But how is everybody doing today? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. How's everybody doing today? We have a lot to talk about, actually. I'm not going to start with the Trump situation, just so we could be clear. We're going to actually, there's a couple of things that I want to say in regards to Caitlin Clark. And then I'm going to speak on the Dr. Fauci situation for like a moment, a second, two. And then we're going to double right back around to the Trump situation. I just want to be clear on this. We're going to speak about the doctor. We're going to speak about Caitlin Clark for 1 second. I'm waiting for something to load up. We're going to speak about Caitlin Clark for one moment. And then we're going to double back. We're going to go to the Dr. Fauci, and then we're going to double back around to Trump. But until we get ready to do that, there is a couple of things that I want to say about Trump real quick. I'm waiting for something to load up. It's just like taking forever over here. Hold on. Go get a different screen. I find something extremely I'll talk about Caitlin Clark right now. So I find something extremely odd, and I don't get it. And this is just so we could be clear, this is not me knocking women. I think that there it's something going on right now in women's sports, basketball in particular, where there are a lot of people who are now looking at basketball in particular, the WNBA, and they're looking at it in a positive light, and there's a lot of excitement around it, just so we can be clear. And there's a question that I have, and I want to know what you guys think about it. I'm not going to put up a poll, though, because I'm just not going to put up a poll. But I would like to know what you guys think about it. There's a question that I actually have. I'm not going to put up a poll, but I want to know what you guys think about this. So I'm under the impression that women in the WNBA, they rather be able to complain about a situation. And I'm not talking about women in general. I just want to be clear about this. I'm literally only talking about the women that's in the WNBA. They rather complain about a situation rather than have the situation work out in their best interest. I'm going to say this again. Please comment if you, whatever side of this conversation you're on, please comment. But I'm under the impression that the women in the WNBA, and obviously I'm talking about the women that play in the WNBA. I'm not talking about the people watching the game. I'm not talking about the fans at this point. I'm literally talking about the women that play in the WNBA. I'm under the impression that they rather complain about this supposed, pay gap than actually do anything about the supposed pay gap. And if anybody say, well, the NBA gets paid more monies over years, before y'all even say that, I'll explain. So WNBA players are saying that they should get increases in their wages. And one of the main reasons why they believe they should get increases in their wages is because the NBA players are making millions of dollars a year, while at best they're making a couple of $100,000 a year. So they believe that they should get paid more. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of intel to those that might not know this, but the WNBA has never made money as a company, as an entity. They have never made money. They have lost money every single year. The thing that keeps them afloat is NBA players who have decided, NBA companies, the NBA basically pays for everything that they cannot afford. So in order to keep them afloat, and for another thing, for people that don't know, the majority of team owners for the WNBA, a lot of them are team owners for the NBA. So in order to keep the WNBA afloat, the NBA is actually paying all of any arrears that they have, any debt that they get into, anything that they cannot afford, the NBA is paying. Pardon me. So the WNBA, as they've been the jokes forever about them, is that they can't put fans in seats. Now I'm going to explain one more thing real quick so you can understand how this works. So this is how it works in the MLB. I'm assuming this is also just how it works in sports in general. It also works like this, I believe, in the NFL. Whereas the only thing that the team keeps for themselves is everything that comes from the concession. That's why the concession is so expensive. Now, as far as tickets go, the ticket sales are split between the home team and the visiting team. But as far as whatever they sell in concessions or merchandising or whatever that goes on in the building, well, not really merchandising because that's also shared, that goes to the home team. So it is of paramount importance to sell out in order to make money. Now, why am I saying all of this? Caitlin Clark enters the WNBA, and there is a spotlight on the WNBA like there has not been in years. And what do the actual WNBA players do? They hate her. They absolutely hate her. They aren't embracing, they don't even got to embrace, it's a competition. But they hate her. The person that is bringing eyes to your game that might allow for all of these pay increases that y'all guys want that you can't currently get because you don't make any money. And they hate her. Personally, I think they hate her because she's white. I heard pretty privileged. I'm sorry, but that young lady is not, I don't want to be disrespectful, but at best, a little below average. So I don't think the women in the WNBA want to get paid more money. I think they enjoy complaining about the fact that they aren't being paid as much as the NBA, who makes shitloads of money. You want to also know something? Caitlin Clark is bringing stuff to the WNBA, like sponsorship deals, not just for her, but for other players. I don't want to say it's racist. I don't want to say it's bigotry. I don't want to say this is happening to her because she's white. But let's be honest. This might be happening to her because she's white. We are now living in a society where people who have lived under oppression, and this leads into everything that we're talking about, by the way. We are now living in a society where people who was forced to live under oppression don't want to just not be oppressed. They want to oppress others. God is the only way, and the only way to him is through Jesus Christ. This is what we got to start getting into. Shout out to Jet Li. Shout out to Corey Aiken. Shout out to Florida State Bully. I'm going to put Florida State up on the screen because this is absolute insanity. We're going to talk about Donald Trump this morning, and we're going to talk about Dr. Fauci. Now, I want to tell y'all why we're going to be talking about Dr. Fauci, and then we're going straight to Donald Trump. Dr. Fauci has admitted that he lied about all of the jab situations. He's admitted that he's lied about all of the jab situations. Dr. Fauci has admitted, I'm saying this again, just so we can make sure that this is clear. Dr. Fauci has admitted that there was no research behind the 6 feet apart from each other, that there was no research concerning children should be wearing masks, that there was no research. It's like he just threw a dart at a ball, at a wall, and said, okay, we're going to do that and we're going to do that. Can I say something real quick? Who was the president at that time that kept telling y'all that this was bullshit? If I was Donald Trump, I would be so grandstanding. Whew. These people need. I want to be mindful of what I'm saying. There needs to be an investigation done. I'm going to explain why. You know, now they're saying there's a correlation between children and them having learning deficiencies because they were running around with the mask on their face, which was inhibiting them from getting enough oxygen to their brains. Do y'all remember the main reason why I was telling y'all don't wear masks? We had these conversations. And one of the main reasons why I was telling y'all do not wear masks is because you're not going to be getting enough oxygen to your body, to your brain specifically. We had these conversations. I said, if you're forced to wear masks because you're somewhere where there's a lot of people at, fine. It is what it is. But generally speaking, you shouldn't be walking around everywhere that you're going wearing a damn mask. I used to see niggas driving around in a car by themselves with their mask on. So Dr. Fauci has admitted that the jab doesn't, because remember, initially they said the jab prevents it. Then they said, well, if you still catch it, the jab prevents you from transmitting it. Then they said, well, if you can still transmit it, it won't be as bad. All three of these things was proven to be incorrect. Now he's saying a whole 6 foot apart from each other thing. He just made that up. The mask thing, they just made that up. Do y'all remember how hard Trump was fighting? And how many people, no matter how hard Trump was fighting, they was busy saying Trump want to kill everybody. Trump mishandled the C-19 situation. Do you remember them saying that? The same people that told y'all to do all of these things that were of no benefit to anyone at all and was only of a hindrance. We are living in a society where the people who were once oppressed don't care about not being oppressed no more. They want to oppress others. We're living in a hater society. We're living in a society where the majority of the energy that's put out into the universe is hate. We're living in a society where people don't care about God, where people don't care about doing the right thing. Well, all they care about doing is getting even. And they don't even care if they get even with the person who did the thing or just any old random person that to them deserves it. We're living in a society where people will create a problem and then play victim. If and when Donald Trump wins this oncoming election, I personally want to see him go after each and every single person that went after him, not to get revenge. But these people need to be held accountable for their crimes. These people need to be held accountable for the torture that they put the American population through. Because we're living in a tortured society, whether you realize it or not. I saw somewhere where Big Macs, just a Big Mac, no fries, no drink, no nothing. It's like $10 now. Over there in California, you know how many people are losing their jobs because these dumbasses raise minimum wage to $20, $25? Do you understand how many companies, how many restaurants are just closing? They can't afford to stay open. They can't afford to stay open. They told you that we got to raise minimum wage because we got to make people pay their fair share. What about the small business? You do know, let's rewind back a little. Do y'all remember when before Donald Trump was elected, before Biden was elected? So you're self-conscious. Okay, Tommy Black saying. So you subconscious about yourself. Have more faith in God. This isn't me attacking you. This is me telling you have more faith in God. If you had more faith in God, you wouldn't be worried about what people are thinking about your teeth, and you just do what you got to do. God will make a way. So this isn't an attack on you, Tommy Black saying. This is just me saying have more faith in God. I promise you, if you have more faith in God, you wouldn't be concerned about what your teeth looks like. That's vanity, and vanity is a sin. You do know that, right? I'm literally telling you, don't be mindful of the sin that you're currently causing yourself to live through. I'm trying to give you help. With that being said, do y'all remember before, when Trump was still president and Biden kept talking about how he wanted to raise taxes on the elite? He wanted, not even the elite, on these corporations. Do y'all remember when he said that? He's going to raise taxes on these corporations. He's going to make them pay their fair share. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember what I said? The videos are still up, but I'll tell you. I basically said they're going to run small businesses out of business. When you raise minimum wage, when you raise taxes on all of these businesses and corporations, you think the only person that it affects is the large companies? No, it doesn't just affect them. No, it doesn't just affect them at all. It affects everything in its ecosystem. So the McDonald's over there in California, they're still existing. They're McDonald's. But what about all of those small coffee shops? What about all of those small restaurants that now got to pay $20 an hour to their workers who was just barely getting by? They're closing, leaving only the McDonald's restaurants open, only the big business corporations restaurant open. So how are you hurting them in any manner or any way? Because all they did was raise the price on their products. And now, since the small businesses are gone, you don't really have a choice. You don't have options. Also, just so we could be clear, listen and pay attention. Also, just to be clear, they raised how much groceries cost. Groceries are up something like 28%. No, 42%. So groceries are more expensive. So groceries are more expensive. All of the reasonable price restaurants are going out of business. You have to eat. These are the Democrats doing the things that they told you they was going to do, that you cheered for. They're not doing things they didn't tell you they was going to do. They're doing all of the things that they told you that they was going to do, that you cheered for. I just want to mention something, and this is what I don't think a lot of people understand. When y'all talk about cross burning, who do you think was burning all of the crosses on those people's yards back in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s? You think those was Republicans? They weren't. They were Democrats. Now, do know that, right? Because y'all keep saying Republicans are racist. Y'all do know it was the Democrats, right? The people who was doing all of that cross burning and all that other type of weirdo shit, KKK stuff, those people were Democrats. The Grand Master of the KKK was a Democrat. He was also Biden's mentor. Y'all do know this, right? That's why whenever somebody says to me, if you vote Republican, you're voting for racist people, I go like this. So you just have no idea what you're talking about. You just heard some shit on TV and you came here to tell me about it. Not a problem. That's your right. It's also my right to know that you're full of shit and you don't know what you're talking about. That's my right also. So let's get to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has raised about $200 million since he got convicted. The Democrats backfired. You want to know why the Democrats' plan backfires? Because almost all of the Democrats' plans are bad ideas. I need for somebody to explain to me what good idea the Democrats had. Almost all of the Democrats' ideas are bad ideas. Do you remember when? I remember when I was growing up, and people always say politicians always lie. I don't think politicians always lie. Democrats always lie. The Republicans tell the truth all the time. They tell you right what they want to do, and they tell you right how they're trying to do it. And that's why those people in middle America, people that don't take no bullshit, always vote for them. Because they say that they're going to do a thing, and then the Republicans show up and do the thing that they said that they were going to do, for the most part, almost every damn time. The Democrats say they're going to do something, and they usually don't or can't do it. Partially because it's usually a bad idea. So Donald Trump wanted to give stimulus packages, right? The Democrats fought against, right? This is the part everybody forgets. Donald Trump initially wanted to give more than whatever the money is that they actually gave. The Democrats argued, and then he went down to like 700 or something like that. And the Democrats kept arguing, and then it went back up to like 1,200. Why does everybody forget that happened? Why does everybody forget how hard the Democrats tried to stop Donald Trump from giving stimulus checks? Why does everybody forget how hard the Democrats fought to prevent him from giving multiple stimulus checks. Why does everybody forget this? I'm going to explain to you something about Donald Trump real quick. He's a businessman. He needs for us to have money so him and his friends can make money. I'll say that again for the people that don't get it. Donald Trump is a businessman. If we don't have money as a society, how are we going to go spend money? Him and his friends need us to have money. So you know what he does? He tries not to tax us too much. You know what he does? He tries to keep the prices of everything down. Because the more prices are down, that increases people going out to spend money. The more prices are up, the less people go out to spend money. You know what a depression is, correct? Because I think y'all forgot we was living in one during the Obama administration. I think y'all forgot that we were living in a depression during the Obama administration. Shout out to Washable Marcus. Says Trump was going to give us 1,600 stimulus check and Biden gave us 600. I think people forgot we were living in an oppression during the Obama administration. Pardon me, depression. I think people forget about that. Trump didn't just give tax cuts because he wanted to give breaks to his friends. He wanted to stimulate the economy. How you stimulate the economy? You give people incentive to go make as many purchases as possible. Trump is from New York. What is New York? One of the biggest tourist capitals in the world, right? How are people going to go be tourists if they don't have money? The Democrats have completely screwed up. So many individuals are waking up now. If Donald Trump wins this next election, I want him to go after all of the criminals that he know of. You know, he said that he was going to release. For everybody that don't know, Donald Trump is like also related to like the Kennedys or some shit like that. You know, he said he was going to go release the JFK, all of the JFK files. Anybody know about that? Or you're just hearing about it now? He said he's going to go release all of the JFK files. Anybody else know about that? Anybody else? Or you just hearing about it right now? He said he's going to release the 9/11 files. This is what he said. You know that there is a billionaire in Texas that says in the next couple of days, he's going to bring charges up against the Clintons, right? Did y'all hear about this? Let me see if I can bring it up on this screen so y'all can see it right here. See if it gives us too much lag. If it doesn't. I'm going to turn this light on. Wait, I probably don't need to. Did he say sue Clintons or bring charges up against Clintons? I forget. Whenever you do Texas billionaire, Ross Perot comes up damn near. What is this? 2024? 2024. Sheesh. You can see that today. I forget if it's the Clintons or the Obamas. I think it's the Clintons. Trying to shoot a Washington Post. I think they blocking it everywhere. There is a Texas billionaire. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it on my phone. Okay. One second. Maybe he's maybe a millionaire. Maybe it's a Texas millionaire. Hold on. I'm just gonna write Democrats and see what come up. There we go. Texas. Okay. I got the guy. I could have been reading two different things at the same time. Hold on. Sometimes I read two different things at the same time. No, that's the other guy. Come on. Hold on. That's some other Texas Democrat that's in trouble named Harry Coutier. I think that's how you say his name. He's in trouble for something else. I know they didn't wipe it from the internet already. There's a politician. I'm just going to write Texas politician. There's a politician or there's a millionaire somewhere, and they plan on bringing up charges. Doing something specifically, and I think I'm a little confused. That's when you see me go look for stuff. Copy. Republicans are seeking to use their legislative powers and other means to seek revenge after former President Trump was convicted last week by a New York jury on 32 counts of falsifying business records to conceal hush money payments in the adult film actress. House Speaker Mike Johnson vowed out on Fox News Sunday that his party will. The fuck? This thing got in the way. There we go. That his party will use all the tools that we have in Congress to conduct oversight of the process. Few Republicans have come out in defense of the legal process in recent days. I don't think I'm talking about Mike Johnson. I'm talking about somebody else. I'm Tommy didn't get removed for stating. There we go. Sorry about that. There is I don't know if it's a politician or a billionaire or a millionaire, but there is a individual who wants to now who's happy that precedence has been set with the or unhappy, whatever, however you want to put it, that precedence has been set in regards to Trump being tried in a court of law and being found guilty. And they want to use that to the benefit of the Republican Party by going after individuals who are Democrats. Now, I wish I would have saved it or something. Let me see if I saved this real quick. Excuse me. Excuse me. Don't think I saved it. All right, so I'm not going to speak on it because I don't think I saved it. When I find it again, if I find it again, then it will become a topic of conversation. But what we can talk about is, give me one moment. But what we can talk about is they have set precedents by trying to, or by convicting Donald Trump. And this is the wild part, right? I want to say this, and I want to be clear about this. Through the majority of my life, there was 2 Democratic presidents. Just so we've had 3 Democratic presidents, right? We had Clinton, right? We had Obama, and we now have Biden. And it's just something that I want to say that is particularly curious during all of these people's regimes. During Clinton regime, that's when we got the 95 crime bill. Is this not correct? During Clinton's regime, also, just so we could be clear, it was, if you weren't alive in the 90s, I don't think you will get it. But I am one of those people that is not against stop and frisk. I'm going to say this again. I am one of those people who is not against stop and frisk. I'm just not against it. And the reason why I'm not against stop and frisk, just so we can be clear, is I personally know people who are still alive and people who didn't go to prison because of stop and frisk. See, it's different when you got to go back to your crib to go get whatever the weapon is that you're going to go use. See, we don't live in an open carry state, like a state where you could just carry. I think that would be the best for all. That if gun regulations was so that it was easier for individuals to get a legal weapon, I think that is the best interest for everyone. If you go look at the states that has the most gun violence, those are states where guns are just absolutely outlawed and banned for the majority of it. Those are states where people are not, there's the strictest gun laws, is where we have some of the has some of the most gun violence. That's the part that they don't tell you about. Now, is there gun violence in other areas? Absolutely, because people are going to people. But what I think is that often, especially in the society that we live in now, people, they're not pulling their gun with you because they're having a shootout with you. They're not pulling their gun on you because you got a gun and they're trying to protect themselves. They're pulling their gun out on you because they have some kind of an emotional episode going on. Like, we have a lot of niggas with emotional episodes. Like, women being emotional is one thing. Us as men, often we find it funny, not necessarily, we do. When women are having emotional episodes, often we find it funny. We'll laugh it off and we'll go about our day. But when a man has an emotional episode, it's dangerous because men are inherently dangerous. So I'm saying that to say this. We're currently living in a culture where the number one motivator for people is hate. That's the culture that we're living in. That's the world that we're living in. If you go on the internet, you have whole entire platforms that's dedicated to nothing but finding people to hate. You can go places and just hear men talking about hating other men. This is new. This is not something that was here in the 90s. This is not something that was here in the 80s. This is not something that was here in the 2000s. This didn't exist. This is all new. Maybe the last 10 years, 10 to 12 years, this is all new. We're not raising men anymore. So there's a lot of dudes that's in their 20s, they're not actually men. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying what it is. The other day, I'm walking in my neighborhood. A guy, I don't really know him that well, but I do know him. He's one of the OGs of the block. He calls me over. He's like, yo, speak to you for a moment. I'm like, yeah, I was filming at the time. So he was like, when you off camera. I said, not a problem. I put my camera down. I want to know what he has to tell me. It might be important. So I put my camera down. I put it all the way to the side. I come over and I talk to the man. He says, yo, there's some dude running around the neighborhood telling people that they can't fuck with you. I said, what? He said, yeah, some little dude. He starts explaining the guy. He's like, the guy's like this tall, like probably weighed like 85 pounds soaking wet. Like, and then the dude's just walking around the whole neighborhood yelling out that nobody can't be your friend. The nigga said, the dude that I'm talking to is like, who the hell is he? He said he told him, who are you? Like, you are nobody. Who are you to run around and tell anybody who they could be friends with? So the guy ends up walking off while he's still yelling, don't nobody be his friend. So this is the society that we live in. You understand? Like, this is the society that we live in, where people rather just tear down other people instead of build themselves up. Now, the same weirdo, when I seen the guy, the dude called me pussy. So when I seen him, I know what you want to do about me being a pussy. And you see a pussy, you slap a pussy, correct? When I confronted him about calling me a pussy all over social media, same dude ran into the store, into the supermarket over here, the Key Food that y'all see, and started calling his uncles and calling everybody he can. So, I'm not standing outside to go beat this guy up. I'm a whole grown adult. I got business I got to deal with. So after he ran into Key Food, I just turned around and went back to go about my business. I'm not a bully. I'm not out here trying to hurt nobody. I'm not no nigga out here talking about I'm super gangster. I'm not on none of that shit, fam. If you're scared of a nigga, you think a nigga's acting tough. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes a nigga just being a man. I'm just being a man. Fam, you was talking crazy about me on social media. What you want to do about that? That's it. You a pussy. I'm not calling what he is. You a BAN. You a bitch ass nigga. You will be on social media trying to get people to come jump me. You'll be running around the neighborhood trying to get people to attack me. Remember, I keep telling you that there's like dope fiends or whatever that keep having a problem with me. So he's going to the people who got mental health problems, who might, have mental health problems. And he's going to them and telling them I'm talking about them. I don't even know these niggas from nothing. So I got people I ain't never seen a day in my life coming up to me talking about I was talking about them. I'm sorry, this shit is funny. In any regard, this same guy that's ready to go try to create a situation where I'm getting into fights with random niggas I don't know. The same guy that's trying to create a situation on this block over here trying to get niggas to shoot me. This is a fact. He's trying to get some niggas over there to shoot me. Same guy. But when I see him personally, he run in the store and start calling his family members to come try to help him. But when I'm not around, he the big, bad, toughest nigga you've ever seen in the world. He's standing about this tall. He weigh like 85 pounds, maybe 70 pounds. But when I'm around, he running and looking for help. Then the nigga, after he see me walk in the other direction, walks to my house where I live at, stands outside of my house, and start yelling for me to come outside and fight, knowing damn well I just walked in the other direction. So this is the weirdo generation that we're living in. Now he got a whole community of niggas that think he's a tough guy. A whole community of niggas. They ready to die for this nigga. He wouldn't be able to live in the neighborhoods I grew up in. Niggas would have been ran that nigga. They would have just told the nigga he got to move. He wouldn't be able to live in the neighborhoods I grew up in. He wouldn't be able to live there, fam. He wouldn't be able to live there. And not because he's fucking with me, but because of whatever kind of that energy, niggas wouldn't even accept it. Like, nigga, you got to move, fam. You can't live here. We don't want niggas like you around. Like that. He wouldn't be, and I'm not talking bad about this neighborhood at all. I'm just saying we're living in a different time. He wouldn't be able to live in the neighborhoods I grew up in. Like, even if I never met the nigga and never met him, never had any interaction with him or nothing, the way he conduct himself, niggas would have been made that nigga move. Wouldn't have been able to live in the neighborhoods I grew up in, fam. I'm from the, and I'm not in I'm gonna be honest with you. I live in Brooklyn right now. And when I grew up in the Bronx, we niggas respect Brooklyn to the utmost. So this is not no disrespect to Brooklyn. Niggas respect Brooklyn. All right? Like, niggas respect Brooklyn. All right? So this is, I'm in no way disrespecting Brooklyn. I'm saying we living in a different day and age. In the day and age that we live in right now, it's full of weak men yelling and screaming. And niggas following these weak men. It's just a different day and age, fam. Just a different day and age. Just a different day and age. I seen the nigga twice in like the last, that's like this, I seen him twice in like the last maybe year and a half. Both times he was wearing the same fucking clothes. How, nigga? How? And he a dope fiend, by the way. And I just found that out. So he's a whole dope fiend. These niggas is following behind a dope fiend ass nigga that don't want to do nothing but create problems for other people. He wouldn't be able to live in the neighborhoods I grew up in, fam. I'm just keeping it a stack. He wouldn't be able to live there, fam. If he tried to move to Concourse Village right now, he wouldn't be able to live there. Right now. If he tried to move to 840 right now in the Bronx, over there 158, he wouldn't be able to live there. He tried to move to Walton or Girard right now, he wouldn't be able to live there. Niggas will run him straight off the block, fam. I promise you. I promise you. Niggas will run him straight off the block. Somebody will go to wherever he's living at, with whoever he's living with, and be like, yo, this nigga got to move, fam. He wouldn't be able to live there. I'm just keeping it a whole stack with you. And it's not because niggas hate him or nothing like that. But niggas like this can't live here, fam. He got to go. Just telling you what it is, man. But this is not Bronx. This is Brooklyn, and it's different, shit going on. All due respect, love Brooklyn. Love Brooklyn. As y'all know, I lived all over New York City. Love Brooklyn. So this is not a knock on Brooklyn at all. This is just more of an indication of the times that we living in. It's just that those neighborhoods that I just named to you in the Bronx, them niggas still follow old rules. That's all. If you want to know, Hawk Newsom, he's from that area. Niggas just still follow. If anybody knows about Hawk Newsom, he's a activist for black people. He lives in that area over there on Sheridan. This is just, they just live by old rules, man. They just live by old rules. Especially once you come to somewhere and you lying on a nigga and putting rumors out about a nigga that's not true, you gotta move, man. Niggas gonna be like, yo, you gotta get up out of here, fam. They're not gonna make you uncomfortable. They're gonna straight up tell you. You understand? They're gonna step to your business. I'm just telling you what it is, man. Niggas don't do all of this weirdo shit on the internet. What else y'all want to talk to? We're getting about an hour into the show. We talked about almost everything so far. That's when I drifted into this conversation. Anything else y'all want to talk about? I don't really see no comments up. I know nobody's really commenting today. I am exhausted. I was playing basketball yesterday for a really long time, and my knee is bad. Like, it's still like swole up, really bad. My knee's bad. But I was out there playing basketball, and it's crazy because you play basketball with I'm talking about whatever we're talking about right now. So it's crazy because I was playing basketball against the young kids out there. And I'm not talking about the kids, right? I never play hard against those guys. But I was playing basketball with some of the teenagers or whatever from Kaiser Park. Shout out to Kaiser Park. And there was two teens out there. I think they were teens. One of them said they just got out of high school, so I'm assuming they teens. And then I'm looking at them play, and I'm like, if I could just get a little bit of my athleticism back, just a little bit. I need my knee to just get a little bit better. Just a little bit more of my athleticism back. It's gonna be a problem. Just a little bit more, not a lot. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more. What else y'all want to talk about? We could talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Put it in the chat. We don't have nothing to talk about. I'm gonna give y'all a couple of more minutes, and then I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. Whatever y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. That shit was crazy though. But shout out to the OG though. You know what I'm saying? OG was like, yo, there's some weirdo out here talking about you. That's real man shit. Like, that's what men do. You understand what I'm saying? Men don't do that old talking behind your back shit. Men go and, you look, there's an issue. But he didn't even come to me like there's an issue, that I'm the issue. He came to me like, yo, there's this weirdo ass nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But once again, that's the main reason I want to point it out, because that's the way OGs are supposed to be in their neighborhood. That's the way OGs is supposed to be in their neighborhood. So the fact that he did that, that's why I said clap it up for Brooklyn. Like, there's still a lot of real niggas, there's still a lot of real men out here. And that's the problem. People want to be real niggas. You understand what I'm saying? People don't want to be men. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to be a man anymore. But they also making it unpopular to be a man. Like, you want to know what thing a man does? A man tells his woman, you can't go outside dressed like that. A man does that. You understand what I'm saying? Just so you be clear. A man does certain things. It's not popular to be a man right now. But I think that has a lot to do with the Biden administration, because a lot of these narratives that's being put out over the internet, a lot of these narratives that's being put out in media, just in general, movies and everything else, I think it's just programming us that whenever somebody is being a man, they're doing something that's hurting you. You understand what I'm saying? So a man has to be, and that's why, you know, especially when you find individuals like me, I don't want to have a confrontation with nobody, because I understand what that means. It doesn't matter if I'm right or if I'm wrong. You understand what I'm saying? What matters is how many people do that person have on their side. That's all that matters. So you could be 100% right, but that person got 20 people on their side. It's just you and another guy. So even though you're 100% right, you're going to lose the war. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want to have conflict. You know what? Whatever, nigga, you can have it. Like I told you about the weirdo nigga that be over here at the basketball court with the dreads. I see the nigga when it's just me and him. The nigga don't want, like, he just, you know what I'm saying? And I always walk to make sure that we're going to run into each other if he don't move. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're not doing this, fam. The nigga always move. 100% of the time. But when I see him at the park, he see him at the park, he's there with the park with 8, 9, 10 different people. Now he talking crazy out his mouth. You understand what I'm saying? I just be watching. I'll be like, yeah, you talking crazy, because now if we get into a conflict and I start winning, you got people that's gonna help you jump me. You got people that's gonna pretend to break the fight up, hold me while you could get your licks off. No, I get it. 100% get it. But when we walking on the block and I see you and it's just me and you, it's just different energy. Just like with that little nigga, it's different energy. You understand what I'm saying? Now niggas is looking to see if I'm gonna say hi to them. Nah, I'm not, nigga. I promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not. If you don't say nothing to me though, I'll keep letting you. We can keep going about our day. Don't say nothing to me. I ain't gonna say nothing to you. We can keep going about our day. But I promise you, me and you ain't cool. Like, why would I be cool with somebody that treated me bad? I could imagine how you treat other people. You feel me? Out here. So shout out to the homie that actually stopped me and was like, yo, this is widow ass little nigga running around talking crazy. Nigga was like, nigga's a whole dope fiend, fam. I keep trying to tell y'all, all of these niggas that's online talking crazy about me, these niggas be dope fiends, fam. They're dope fiends. And y'all busy out there giving them money, lying about me being on drugs, while y'all literally giving these dope fiends money. The nigga I'm gonna tell the nigga business. So the nigga lives in a house where I'm assuming he's sleeping on the floor. Shout out to that. We've all slept on the floor too before, right? Well, I'm assuming he's sleeping on the floor. So he told me he lived with his girlfriend. Apparently, it's not his girlfriend. Apparently, he lives in a home with like a ton of other niggas, and they all trying to bang the same woman. So you a whole fucking, what do you call that? I know they call them sister wives. So what they call them, brother husbands? What the fuck do you call that? He's not smashing, by the way, just so we can be clear. He is not smashing. But what do they call that? Like brother husbands? Like what the fuck do they call that? Anybody know what they call that? When it's a dude living in the house with a one woman and like 4 or 5 other dudes, and they all trying to have sex with one woman. What do they call that? Anybody know what they call that? Put it in the chat, because I'm curious. I want to know what they call that. That's why when he go online and talk shit about me, he always outside. Because he can't go live in the house. So what the fuck are you doing? Waiting for her to fall asleep so you can feel on her? Like, how does that work? I don't know. Niggas is weird. Anything y'all want to talk about? No, if not, I'm gonna get up out of here. Niggas is weird, man. That's what I mean by y'all niggas be looking up to niggas that is really. So the police here know who the nigga is. Remember I told you the dude was outside of my house yelling and screaming at the top of his lungs for me to come outside when I wasn't home. So the police had a conversation with me about it. They called him some homeless drug addict. They was like, yeah, the homeless drug addict. So the police around here know him as a homeless drug addict. I don't know what to tell you. Call him a homeless drug addict, fam. Just telling you what it is. They looking for a picture of the nigga so they could put a bolo out for him to make it so he can't come in, so he can't come into where I live no more. I live in the gated community, so he can't come in here no more. So they looking for a fucking picture of the nigga, so he can't come in here no more where I live. That nigga, a homeless drug addict. So, because some of them know who he is, but everybody don't know who he is. Shout out to Nervin Numbers. What you want to talk about, Nervin? Yeah, so some people know who this nigga is, but everybody don't know who he is. So I was talking to the niggas because that was in front of my house, yelling and screaming about me coming outside to fight. I wasn't home, fam. He knew I wasn't home because he saw me walk in a completely opposite direction. Just so we could be clear. And in nigga, I was walking in the other direction. How you gonna see me walk this way? You in the damn supermarket. You see me walk towards like that direction. You see me walk that way. I'm not waiting outside the supermarket to fight you, fam. You obviously went inside the store and started calling up everybody you could call, and it eventually got to his uncles. They not trying to get involved in none of his bullshit though. Niggas, he's a widow, so they not trying to get involved in none of his bullshit. Just so we can be clear. Let me move this a little bit closer. Yeah, they not trying to get involved in nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't got nothing to do with how they feel about me or nothing like that. It just has everything to do with how they feel about dude. So he see me walk that way. He comes out the supermarket, walks that way to my house while I'm all the way over there. And then the thing about it is, where I went, I wasn't even there that long. So I went to a place. I was there for maybe about 5-10 minutes and then turned right back around and came home. So he came to my house in that little, maybe it takes me 10 minutes to walk to where I was. I was there for about 10 minutes and it takes me about 15-20 minutes to walk back home. So it was about 40 minutes. So he sees me walk this way. He walks to my home, stands in front of my house outside, yelling and screaming for me to come outside. Apparently, I'm a pussy because I didn't come outside to fight him when I was just telling the nigga 10 minutes previous. Anyway, so I'm talking to the police about it because, he made a big stink in the whole area or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to the police about it. And they was like, yeah, it's the homeless drug addict guy. So they know the nigga a drug addict. They know the nigga homeless. They looking for a picture of the nigga. I didn't give him no picture of the nigga. I should, though. They looking for a picture of the nigga. So the next time he tries to come inside of where I live at, because I live in a gated community, they could just arrest the nigga. Well, they would detain him and then call me and ask me what I want to do. I'm going to say arrest the nigga. I'm going to be like, hold on, let me go there first. I'm going to go there, turn my camera on and film the shit. Film him because he got emotional problems. So he's going to be yelling and screaming. He's not going to be able to control himself. He got emotional problems. So I'm going to go there, film him acting up. Fam. Yeah, so he's not even supposed to be coming back in Seagate no more. Just so we can be clear, he always has not been supposed to be coming back to Seagate. They just don't have a picture of him. So they don't want him back here from like a couple of years ago. That don't have nothing to do with me, just so we can be clear. Yeah. At least that's what I heard. But nobody is giving them a picture of the nigga. So since they don't have a picture of him, you know what I'm saying? He just, sneaks in and then sneaks out. Understand? When we was still on good terms, he basically had told me he couldn't be in here. So he isn't supposed to have been in here since I've lived here. Just so we could be clear. So for all the people that's like, I stole an apartment from a nigga, how? He ain't even supposed to have been in here since before I knew him, apparently. That part. See, I should go give them niggas. Do I got the damn thing up still? Do I got the thing up? I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I want to know. I mean, I don't really care what y'all answer, kinda, because I know that the people that are on his side is gonna come answer. I gotta wait for this shit. I'm only gonna put 2 options. I wanna know what you guys think. Should I give the photo? I got a T, but you know what it says. Should I give a photo to the people that guard the facility? Should I want to know what you got? Should I give a photo? Should I give a photo to the people that guard the facility so the nigga can't come in here no more? Because that's beneficial to me, by the way. They've been asking me for a photo of this nigga ever since it happened. I mean, I could easily get a photo. I just didn't give them nothing. Getting a photo isn't hard. The nigga goes online every day talking crazy about me. So getting a photo is pretty easy. Look at the women that say that body count don't matter. Body count 100% matters. Look at the women that say that body count don't matter. Look at her. She looked like she used up, fam. I'm not trying to disrespect her. I'm just saying what it is. She looked like she used up, fam. And she looked like she young. That's a shame. Like we supposed to, I'm going to talk about something different for a second. We supposed to want our women to be healthy. Like you're going to put a baby in her, right? Like if you care about that woman and you want to grow a family with her, you're going to put a baby in her, right? So you want her to be healthy, right? You want her to be healthy. You want her to be healthy. I don't know. I don't get this whole idea and concept that and I think us as men, we should be more mindful, at least a little mindful of who we sleep with. Not as mindful as I am. I'm way too mindful. I'm way too mindful. I think I'm a little bit too cautious, to be honest with you. But I have my reasons. I've had quite the situation, and apparently I attract toxic women like a motherfucker. So I just be a little I'd be really apprehensive. I've had more than one situation where violence has been used against me. I've had more than one situation where me not wanting to commit to a female for whatever the reason might be led them to want to do me harm. I've had more than one situation where since I didn't return, because we're men, so the expectation is once a female say that she's interested in you, that you have to be with her. And when you don't subscribe to this, you get called gay, you get called all this other shit. But chicks is really out here poisoning niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things about when I was dating Kendra, like I didn't feel like there was anything in, like if I went to her home and I ate, I felt comfortable because she had children. So I know like there wasn't no putting no weirdo stuff in anything, because you don't never know what the kids is gonna drink. She had young kids. Um, you don't never know, we live in a different day and age also. I mean, just don't never know. Women get mad at you and then everything go left. You know what I'm saying? There's widow niggas out here too. But I think a lot of the widow niggas, with all due respect, was raised by single mothers. Because 90% of the dudes that I see out here that's just like trying to trigger other niggas, they all come from single mothers. I'm sorry. I mean, are there dudes that come from single mothers that aren't trying to trigger other guys? Yeah, absolutely. But it's like 90% of the dudes that I see out here that's calling it trolling, that's always trying to trigger another man, it's like they all come from single mothers. Like 90% of them, like a large percentage of them. I don't understand why a man would want to trigger another man. I come from a different day and age. We didn't do that. You joked around with your friends. You did certain things with your friends. If a nigga wasn't your friend, you didn't show them certain affections. Now niggas is out here trying to trigger other grown men. That leads me to believe that you like that nigga. Like you want to do stuff with that guy. Why else would you be trying to trigger him? Why else would you be trying to get an emotional response out of another man? So a lot of times when people hear me say whatever I'm saying, they be like, oh, he hate gay people. I don't hate gay people, fam. Whatever you going on with you and your significant other, that's on you, fam. What I don't like though is when gay people when a gay man tries to approach me. I don't like it. So don't you be gay. You try to approach me and I got a beef with you. So you say I hate gay people. That's crazy. So now when I walk outside, I used to have this one gay dude, and every time I'm coming home, somehow he there's a blind corner over here, like where I live at. Like, you're walking around the block, but it's blind because it got a tall wall right there, so you can't see who's coming around this other side or whatever the case is. How he always coming around that wall at the same time I'm coming around the wall for like a month straight every day. So nah, fam, we not doing this. I don't have a problem with gay people, but we not doing this. So they try to make people think I'm gay. So everywhere I go now, everybody's lifting up their shirts and basically pointing at their dicks everywhere I go in Coney Island. I think that's gay. Just to be honest with you. So now every time I go outside, every guy I go around, they basically all pointing at their dicks. They just trying to bring attention to their groin area everywhere I go. Not every guy, but a lot of these dudes. So I think that's gay. I think that's gay as shit. So I got to be standing around these people like I think these niggas is gay. And I don't care that they gay, but I do care that they want me to be gay with them. I find that offensive. Like we was out there the other day in the parking lot, and I made a comment that was basically, it wasn't anti-gay people at all. But some lady was walking past and she was like, yeah, he hate gay people. No, I don't hate gay people. First of all, I try not to hate people at all because we're only supposed to hate the sin, not the person. So no, I don't hate gay people. Two, yes, I do believe that a man being with another man is a sin. It's called the sin of lust. Just so we can be clear. Yes, absolutely, I agree that. I believe that. It's called the sin of lust. But I'm not your judge. You want to go do that? Go do that. What the fuck do I care? It's not my business. Just please don't make it my business. Because when you put it in my face, you make it my business. Like how you got these dudes that beat on their women, and then they want to beat on their women in public, and then now they telling other niggas to mind their business. You need to not do that in public. You probably need to not do that at all. Just so we can be clear. Eight people, 38% said yes, 62% said no. I think I'm gonna do it anyway, though. I don't like the nigga. Michael Jackson's 3 children and their mothers is being blocked from receiving any money from his trust fund due to a substantial $700 million tax bill. Which is ironic because who was trying to cut taxes on rich people? Trump. So I don't shout out to the Biden. Here we go.
With anyone in the intelligence community.
I've never discussed the Chinese bioweapons program, to my knowledge, with anybody.
Before, during, or after the COVID-19 pandemic, did you speak to the FBI, CIA, DIA, or any U.S. intelligence agency concerning viral research of any kind?
What time frame are you talking about, sir?
I said before, during, or after the COVID-19 pandemic. Did you speak to the FBI, CIA, DIA, or any U.S. intelligence agency concerning viral research of any kind?
I can't give you the specifics of it, but back in the time of the anthrax attacks, we certainly had a number of briefings of by agencies that were intelligence agencies. I don't remember who they were. It could have been any of the above that you mentioned, about the possibility that there were bioweapons that had fallen into the hands of bad actors, i.e. terrorists, that might have been used potentially as a bioterror attack. That was at a time when we had thought that the anthrax
I
attacks...
appreciate that. I appreciate your expertise in that.
Well, that's the answer.
But did you at any time talk to concerning viral research of any kind?
Again, I say that at the time that there was concern about the fact that Al-Qaeda may have been using or potentially using bioweapons, we had discussions with intelligence agencies about that possibility.
He's not answering the question.
To say COVID-19.
Not to my knowledge about COVID. Now, but let me just make sure we get the facts. After
He's not answering the question.
Investigations began about COVID, I was briefed by intelligence agencies about possibilities of there being activities going on in different laboratories. I was briefed by intelligence agencies.
So he just went and through that whole entire conversation trying to talk about anthrax, right? Just to get to the end of the fucking answer. First, he said, I answered your question. That's the answer. Then when the dude made it a little bit more specific, see, they don't know what can be proven. They know that they lying, but they don't know what the person could prove. So now he had to double back and say, well, they talked to us about it. Come on, fam. These are the same people that y'all bring up every time y'all try to say Trump is wrong about something. Keep that in mind. Almost all of this couple got 8 sons, all black. Almost all of their wives are Caucasian, fam. He grew up in a household with a mother and a loving mother and a loving father. And look, not all of them, but quite a few of their wives are Caucasian and probably European, fam. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, just so we could be clear. But that's just showing you that when you grow up in a healthy household, you're not looking to date somebody that's black. You're not looking to date anybody that's white. You're looking to date somebody that you could have a future with. And also, another thing that happens is a lot of times when you go to college, remember when you go to college, the black women in college, they there to just do their college, right? Maybe have a little bit of fun, bang guys, whatever the case is, but they're not there to find a husband. The white women go to college, they there to find a husband.
Trump drove him up 6 points overnight, raised $52 million from small dollar donations. That's $2 million per hour since the convictions came out.
I can't play that because of the music in the background, but that's crazy. $2 million per hour since the evictions came out. That's crazy. The conviction came out. That's crazy. That's bananas. Illegal immigrant from Venezuela shoots 2 NYC police officers during foot chase in Queens.
Morning, New York. I woke up this morning to a press conference the mayor and NYPD commissioner were having, and it was infuriating to hear that once again our NYPD officers were attacked, and in this case shot by a migrant in Queens. This is an individual residing at a former Marriott. We, the people, are paying to house these illegal immigrants that are committing crimes and disrespecting our laws, hurting our police officers. This individual was a suspect
This pitcher may have just invented a brand new pitch and has used it to strike.
Yeah, I have no idea. All of my windows just shut down. My computer is the battery about to die anyway, so I'm about to. I mean, I could just plug it in, but I'm not. I'm about to let y'all go. It's like noon. I'm about to go get some regular things going on for my day. But I do want to leave off by saying this. Just BBN stuff I want to talk about for one moment. There's a whole entire page that's ran by 2 dope fiends. These niggas are real dope fiends. These niggas ain't fake dope fiends where somebody is calling somebody a dope fiend and they not a dope fiend. These niggas are real dope fiends. You can look at them. They're real dope fiends. One of the niggas, and this is absolutely insanity to me that this is even a thing, lives in a house with multiple different niggas and one woman. He's like a brother husband or some shit. I don't have the slightest idea. Shout out to him. Shout out to the chick. Shout out to the other dudes. It is what it is. But this nigga is a whole dope fiend. And he has a community of people that donate money to his page so he could get that woman and get those dudes high. I don't know what percentage of the dudes get high, just to be honest with you. But there's probably quite a few percentage of the dudes that get high. So there's a whole that niggas donate to this nigga page, donate to this platform so they can help him get his brother husbands and some chick high. That's what the internet has come to. While we over here generally trying to, sometimes we just in here having fun, but generally out here doing real content. And they're talking shit about me all day, trying to get me to step out of pocket so they could call the police on me. Remember, these are the same guys that call the police on me all the time. They're constantly calling the police on me, constantly trying to get me arrested. All the time. I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody just have a blessed day, fam. We doing things over here. I can't talk about it at the moment. I can, but I'm not going to talk about it at the moment. But we're doing things over here and we're making things happen. I love y'all. Everybody go have a beautiful day. Let's read the word. Oh, man, I wanted to say this real quick. So y'all know how the LGBTQ community has been spending all of this time and energy going out and talking about free Palestine? Y'all know the Palestinians hate gay people, right? Like, throw them off of roofs in their country. Y'all know this, right? Battery's about to die. I'm not plugging it in, though. So, you know, they had a gay parade somewhere or something like that. And the Free Palestine people that aren't gay showed up and stopped a whole gay parade in Philly. Stopped the whole parade. The left is eating itself alive. That's what these niggas do. That's what hate does. When you spending all of your time hating, that's what happens. Eventually, y'all niggas start hating each other. It is what it is. And I'm not talking about the Free Palestine niggas is full of hate. I'm saying that whole Democratic Party and everything that they're doing, they're trying to grab all of the individuals that are full of hate because they need you to hate Trump. They're not saying love Biden. They're saying hate Trump. That's why when Biden goes to events, he doesn't have anybody there supporting him. But when Trump goes to events, he has a ton of people there protesting against him. Because they rather spend their energy hating Trump than spend their energy loving Biden. That's the difference between the Most High and Satan. With that being said, let's see what the word of the day is real quick. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 7. In whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins, according to the richness of his grace. Amen. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. Amen.